Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna and Phillip, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning 2 p.m. on the Eastern time zone as we get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You can find us on television. We are syndicated on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com, and we are also back on radio again. How about this one right here, WZLA, and they're right on the dial there at 92.9 FM. So make sure you do check them out. They play the old country classics, and
Yes.
some of the stuff I grew up with, kind of on the 1970s, back when our parents said, "You call that country music?" With the group Alabama and some of those, and "Feels So Right," and all those really neat songs back in those days. But I really do appreciate them letting us have all this special time. And it's always fun to be with you no matter what. Now continue sending email, Donna@DonnasEdge.com. That's Donna@DonnasEdge.com. And Phil can tell you, I love hearing from you. I mean, it just makes my day, and you are not bothering me one tiny bit at all. I love hearing from you. Philip Fiesel is with me. This guy, let's see, we've known each other how long? Lifetime, just about it.
Just about.
Yeah.
Some of them way, way, way back, and some of them after that.
And it wasn't love at first sight with either one of us,
It would
was
have
it?
been against the law then. Now it's okay.
Yeah. No, it wasn't love at first sight. I just think you thought you was all that.
I was.
Yeah.
I grew,
See what I mean?
But I grew out of it.
Not likely he didn't. But it was back in the day. Your dad pastored the church we went to. And his teenager, and I was six years old. And I think what you remember about me is I kept skint knees all the time. I was a tomboy, and it evolved.
Yeah. She was a little bit of squirt running around about that time.
Mm-hmm.
I was just a big old squirt.
Yeah, he's a big guy. And,
just tall, that's all.
Yeah, played basketball, football, and all that kind of stuff. Who would have thought? I would have never thought we would ever get together.
That wasn't part of the equation, anyway.
No, it was not. And then we meet years later, long time later, and I think you still thought of me as being a punk.
You're always a punk.
Because he would come over to the house, and he'd say, "You and Brad want to go with me to Walmart? Got to get Mother something for Mother's Day," or something like that. So it was one of those, we were both afraid to have a relationship at that time, and so, neither one of us was ever going to get married again. And your cousin Vicky kept getting the rumor out there. She kept saying, and then we would say, let's just be friends and let's not see each other for a while, and then Vicky would get it out again that we were getting married. And it's like, no, we're not getting married. And then you gave me the ring.
Yep.
And so we were helping Santa Claus. Or I was helping Santa Claus and Brad, and you called and said, "What are you doing right now?" And I said, "Well, I'm helping Santa." And you said, "Can I come help?" I said, "Sure, come on." Then you asked me, you said, "Do you love me?" And I said, "I'm not going to tell you first." And then you said, "You just did." So we argued that point out. But he gave me the ring. Then we go to your family's house. On Christmas, nobody believed it because we denied it for so long that we were going to get together. The rest is history. We've been married for 32 years.
Right.
Got married in 1993.
Yep, right after the snow.
Mm-hmm. And Alabama's first game of the season.
That's true.
Yeah, I got ridiculed for that.
Terry never did forgive you for that.
No, it was at the wedding. The wedding was over, and he reached over to her and then he goes, "You did that on purpose." And I said, "What?" He said, "Alabama's first game of the season." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Yeah, I planned the wedding around Alabama's first game of the season."
In Alabama, you just about have to plan everything around the Auburn and Alabama if it's going to be on like Iron Bowl, you don't need to have a business to try to keep it open that day, because nobody's coming unless it's the women that don't want to see the ball game.
Yeah, they do all the shopping, spend all the husband's money, and he doesn't know until after whatever. But I'm not a
Correct.
shopper. I just don't like to shop. I'd rather watch ball game. But I'm finding out that football is the same here as it is
It
when we
is.
were in Alabama.
It is.
They close the streets down when
That's
Clemson
right.
and South Carolina play.
And we made a mistake Sunday of going through Atlanta when the Falcons and the Panthers played in Atlanta.
Oh boy, wasn't that something?
It took us 5 hours to get from South Carolina to Alabama, our destination in Alabama.
Yeah, I mean,
And normally it's about an hour difference, so
yeah,
still a haul, but not with the parking lot sitting out there.
no, and it was. There were how many accidents?
A bunch of them. And we were coming into town, and there was 6 lanes of traffic going out of town. That was a parking lot, because when we come up through one, they had it blocked off for a good mile or two. There was no traffic coming in, so that, fortunately, we wasn't in that batch.
Well, let's talk a little bit about road safety and things. When you're out on the road and holidays coming up, you're going to have Christmas, and a lot of folks will travel the week of Christmas is congested as well. We suffered that when we were living in Charlotte.
Yes, we did. Our first trip back to Alabama when we moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, was that took us 5-6 hours. When we got on the interstate on 85 in North Carolina, it was almost just a crawling then. And the closer we got to Atlanta, man, it got worse and worse.
It was just terrible. I mean, it was just
check your locations that you're going to be going through. Check them out, see if there's any sport activity or any kind of activity that could possibly detail a bunch of people coming out.
And try to find a day to go around, because it seems like before you die and go to heaven, you got to go through Atlanta.
I heard that before.
So I've also heard before you can fly out, before you go to heaven, you got to stop at the Atlanta airport first before you die. Before you die, go to heaven. That's another thing. But it's just I don't know though. Is there a particular good time to go through Atlanta?
I don't think it is anymore.
We've not found it.
We've had 1 or 2 good trips through there. It's fairly just a kind of breeze through, but not very often.
No, it doesn't happen often.
And through the 12 trips when we were moving, we had 1. That's it. That was it. 1.
Only one where we just breezed through. But that's extremely rare. Now, back in the day, I was a district manager for the biggest cosmetic company in the world. And so going through Atlanta back then was bad enough, but it wasn't near bad what it is now. And then they built 285 out there. And that helped for a while until everybody else discovered 285.
Well, what went with that was building up condos and apartments, high-priced apartments for business people. And it didn't take long to get everything's my stuff again. I lived there for several, probably a couple of years back in the day. And I didn't have to travel all over Atlanta, but I had a lot of it, and found out there's certain places you didn't want to go before dark. If you went after dark, you were just taking your life in your own hands.
Yeah.
But there was places you didn't want to go, but it was bad enough then. It wasn't that bad. I didn't have to travel all over Atlanta, but I had the southern part and the I guess the western part that I had to deal with, and that wasn't as much traffic, so that was good.
Well, just traveling through there, again, I don't know a good time to go through. And I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and he said what he likes to do, whatever the business trip or whatever, if he has to go through Atlanta, he likes to leave at 2 o'clock in the morning. And he said, if you'll leave about 2 o'clock in the morning, I said, are you kidding me? I would be dead. There's no way I could go. I can't do that. But he goes at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's a breeze. He said, I'm through Atlanta in absolutely no time.
Well, when I went back up to Lowe's before we moved, actually, I told him he told John. He's the one that kept wanting me to come back, and Donna said no. Anyway, I told him what we were doing and what we had encountered already. He said, I can go, or when I go, I'm like the other guy. He said, I'm on the road probably by 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So that way you can pretty much breeze through and without having the big parking lot deals now.
That's pretty irritating.
It
Then you're
is
talking to you've got other irritated drivers because even if you're going 80 miles through there, you're still not going fast enough for them. But let's come up with some safety tips because I care about every one of y'all and I don't want anything happening to you, okay? I want to see you again next year, next holiday, and let's just have a bunch of fun, that kind of thing. But I've seen people do things out on the road, especially motorcycles. You've got to watch motorcycles.
They're not all of them. I can't say all of them are crazy, but the ones we saw on the interstate, they're just doing like this between traffic, and I mean going wide open. All somebody have to do is open the door, and that would be the last. That'd be history. Hurrah.
And then what if somebody has to stop because the person ahead of them stops? Well, then you got to stop. And you get killed on a motorcycle, and you might kill somebody else too.
It's not just motorcycles, because we have cars. We ran on that yesterday coming back. Cars just zipping around you and going around somebody else ahead. They're just back and forth, and that's when we run into the traffic area. And it's a wonder somebody didn't get killed. Well, and we saw one other night that had no lights on.
Please, have the lights on. We were going through Atlanta dark. It was after dark, and it was, and we'd already suffered the bright lights of the sun. The sun is not like it used to be. So the sun was, I'm just telling you, it was magnified. And so I was driving, and I was already like, whoa, man, it's like a solar eclipse.
It was.
And it's been that way the past few weeks. Yep. The sun is just really super bright. And you get some breaks when you're going through like the high-rise buildings and the headquarters and all that kind of stuff. That'll give you
some shadow.
But when you're driving at night, please have your lights on. And so we saw a guy just going through. I don't know how he saw where he was going.
I don't know.
Because again, it was at night.
Well, I guess he could see the other people. But still, it's not as the same.
But we can't see you.
When you got your no lights on, you can't see as well. You can see the people around you, but still, that headlights right in front of you, you cannot see because you don't have them on.
Well, then think about this. Like let's say that someone has been ahead of you and they have their lights on total bright and they're like this, then somebody comes through with no lights, you can't see them. I mean, it's just, you're going to have a wreck. You're going to cause somebody else to get killed. So please, we want to keep you around. Please use your lights. It doesn't cost that much to...
It didn't cost any extra to run your headlights as it does to run the car.
Oh, and another thing. Okay, so when it's wet, especially when it's been raining outside, don't ride too close behind somebody. First of all, in Atlanta traffic, you never know when somebody's just going to go bloop, or somebody decides they will make a way, whether you let them have a way or not. They're going to get over there. And I watch out for that person. And I remember you used to say, I got the right of way. The right of way is what is your quote?
Well, when I went to driving school to eliminate a speeding ticket back in Texas many years ago, the guy that was putting on the training said a right of way is what the other person lets you have. It don't make where I'm supposed to be in the right category, but if that guy don't cooperate, you don't have the right of way.
That's true. Let's go into a commercial break on that. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Y'all hang in there, okay? Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
I'm excited to announce our Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all MyPillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98, or our 6-piece towel sets, just $29.98. But that's not all. I'm extending our 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship absolutely free.
Good afternoon. We're back. My name is Donna, and this is Phil, and
Hello.
we are your hosts of Donna's Edge television talk show for Truth Matters. We're talking about safety out on the road. I want to talk to you about more safety tips, and this is when you're shopping, okay? And it's getting dark now, earlier in the day, so I want you to be super, super careful if you're going to any kind of a parking lot. And there are some key factors, and we've talked a lot of these with Rick Staines.
Yes.
And he's a security specialist, and he is absolutely right. He was talking to me one time. I just going on out there. And one day he said, I saw you walking out to your car. He said, anybody trying to kidnap somebody, you would have been a prime candidate. And I said, why? And he said, you weren't even watching. He said, you were on your cell phone. You were sending somebody a text or something. And he said, I saw you barrel right on. And he said, you've got to be careful. You've got to watch for people. And he said, try not to park with a van on the other side of you, because there's been a rash of kidnappings, especially with children and the elderly and people like that. And all they've got to do, you're unlocking, you're not paying attention, you're on your cell phone, you're doing whatever you're doing, and you're not paying attention, you're unlocking your car door, and all somebody's got to do is open up those two doors right there and grab you on in there. Of course, that'd be kicking.
It would take two people. One will open the door, the other reach and grab it.
Yeah, you'd be
gone.
kidnapped, you'd be gone. Of course, they'd bring me back, wouldn't they?
Well, they probably wouldn't if they ever got you out of there. Getting you in there would be a problem.
Yeah, that would be a problem. Another thing that Rick says a lot, he says a lot of this has to do with the way you carry yourself.
Correct.
He said, now, don't use a cell phone, okay, like I did that time. And I've not done it since, okay, because I learned my lesson. But when you're walking, walk with purpose. Because you don't want to be like the small of the prey that's out there. You don't want to be, the weakest link, because that's what they're looking for. Easy prey.
Right.
Somebody that, well, I can get them real quick. kind of like those movies that we've watched, where
Yep.
somebody comes in and he's just beating the heck out of this
Yep.
woman's husband, and she's yelling, screaming on the other end. I'd be getting chairs and everything else, knocking them over the head to help protect you. But you got to be aware. I mean, you've got to be thinking about, what if somebody attacked me? And I'm just telling you, some of you ladies like me, I'd be the man that attacked you.
Well, people think I've got to have a handgun to protect myself. I'm afraid I don't like handguns, baby.
Mm.
That's okay. You don't have to have a gun.
And you don't need one if you're
to
afraid
protect
of it.
yourself. There's a lot of things you can have. Rick gave you one that's about that long, and what you do is you use it like that. And you're not stick it in it, but you can use in areas where it would disable somebody long enough to get away. And don't go around looking at the ground like, oh, woe is me, because that's the type product or person that they're looking
You
for.
take an easy grab. If you
Easy grab. And we've heard it from, we've taken training with the handguns. And there's so many things that they say, you'll hear more don'ts in the training than you do's.
Mm-hmm.
The do's are what you're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
but don't do this, don't do that. And don't be easy prey. Make them fight for you. If they're coming after you, make them fight for you.
You can use something that you can use. Is it maze that people can use?
There's mace that and that won't stop them completely, but they gotta
They'll give
back
you
up and
time to
regroup
run.
because that makes it where they can't see real well. You can put your keys between your fingers and have them out this way. If somebody comes, you can do some damage in this area here to make it harder for them, and maybe that's all they need to get away. But there's a lot of things to do to keep somebody from being successful.
Well, and then everybody's looking for the path of least resistance. Even thugs do that. They don't want, if it's going to take them 10 minutes to get you in a car because you're kicking and screaming and carrying on, yell as loud as you can, by the way. They don't want somebody like that. They want somebody that they know that they could, that's mealy mouth that you can just throw into. They want somebody that's the least likely to make any kind of a ruckus or a noise, and you can do that, ladies and men. Now, there's some women that can do some damage to you as well.
And another area to be careful in is parking decks. You have experience on that.
I had that experience. That was scary.
You want to, anytime you walk out of, we'll just say you're walking out of the mall, before you hit the sidewalk or just start scanning the area. What's out there? Do I see anything that maybe is not right? And no, of course, I forget where I park, so that wouldn't work for me.
Both of us,
I'm going to invent something one of these days that's going to come jump up and down, so here I am.
Well, you know what helps? That Bobby Ledbetter Twin City Used Cars tag that's on there is so huge. So it's find something, put something on your car that's going to make it remarkable. Like on the antenna, if you have an antenna, or on the door, put a ribbon. Do something that's going to distinguish your car from everybody else's, so you can hurry up and get to your car, especially when it's cold and raining outside.
And in a parking deck, you can get an idea. Most of them have rows that you can say, okay, this is row 5, and get yourself a set. Okay, row 5, I'm down about 5 cars, 10 cars, whatever. So at least you know what floor to go to, what row to go to, and that will expedite things. And if most of the big parking lots like that, they'll have elevators to get from one floor to the next. And then you get out, and hopefully you're parked close enough to where you're right in your vehicle and go.
Well, take a picture too, because especially if you're on a long trip.
Absolutely.
Like if you're going on vacation, you're going to keep that car because you're getting a rental car or whatever. Then I'd take a picture of what row that you're on, because you're going to have so much fun on your vacation. You're not going to remember what row you were on.
Well, I forget a lot, so I forget where I'm
For 1 hour. But those are just little things that you can do. Take a lot of pictures. And another thing that you can do is, if you're not talking to anybody on the phone and somebody's acting just a little bit suspicious, pretend you're talking to somebody on the phone. Go ahead and grab that phone. This is the time. And then you start talking out loud, okay? And you can, even though you're not really on the phone, I'd go ahead and call 911 and be talking to them. But what I mean is, let's say the battery's dead on your phone. I'm thinking of all kinds of reasons that you wouldn't call 911. So the battery's dead. Still, go ahead and put that phone up there like that, and then just say, honey, I know you're just right around the corner. There's someone following me. And say it really, really loud so they can hear. I promise you won't be the path of least resistance. They're going to want somebody, that they can just get right there and get at. But just use your noggin. And that's a good way to do it. Just do a pretend talk. Not text, but talk. Act like you're actually on that cell phone talking.
There's a lot. Just do your own research. Don't take what we're talking about. Just go and research it. We've took information during training for handguns from a guy in Huntsville that trains policemen. So he could also be a witness if you needed to, because he trained you. But there's so much that you can do, and just don't go down without an effort.
And this also pertains to coming home. Okay, so you're coming home, you've just been off from work, you had to stop and get some groceries, and so you're on the way home. Be careful around your home too, and this is something that we've invested in, and I'm so glad we did it. Every house needs to have home security.
Yes.
You also need those reflector lights, the ones that I'm talking solar lights like we have.
Yep.
The one I'm telling you, the second we walk under the carport around the deck back there, as soon as we walk up, lights start coming on, and that's what you need. You need something like that the lights are going to be instant.
Well, your headlights, when you pull up at home, let's say you park out front of the house, you don't have a place to pull inside. Your lights will stay on for a limited time, and that's set up where it will give you time to get to your front door, unlock the door, whatever. But if you don't, just be careful. When you turn in there, you use your headlights to scope the area. You may not have had a problem, but it could be. But you never know, because the way people are getting worse and worse, there's just a bunch of people out there that wants to do damage to people, wants to hurt people. But
you know something, the neat thing about the solar lights, if a thug comes out and he's wanting to wait on you when you come home, they know what your schedule is. As soon as those lights come on, they're not going to hang around. They're going to leave because they know they're going to be spotted as soon as you walk in. So I'm just telling you, it is worth it. This home security system we've got, Simply Safe. It's great, and I highly recommend it. You got to get it. It can save your life, absolutely.
Absolutely. It does a lot. We have a lot of cameras. We have a lot of our windows and everything also, where if somebody breaks in a window, then it will go off there. And it don't take long for the people to call you back who's monitoring your system. We have a system actually set up that we can have the people that are monitoring our outside cameras. One goes off and they can see somebody's there. They can talk to them. Police, and say something like, the police is on the way, you better run. You better hit it right now. So you say, well, if you do that, you scare them off. Well, that's fine. Scare them off. You don't know what they got. You don't know what their intentions are.
Absolutely. So, that's the break that says that this is the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope this was some help to you. If you have some safety tips you'd like for me to go ahead and I'll be glad to elevate you and talk about you and say whatever your name is if you want me to. And if you want to give us some more safety tips, I'll be glad to take them. Send emails to Donna@donnasedge.com. That's Donna@donnasedge.com. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.